as the external lead of Patients for Patient Safety, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the participants of this workshop to the extended Patient Champion Network. I have long admired the tenacity, the integrity, and the selfless dedication of Evangelina Vasquez, and consequently it was very easy for me to say yes to her invitation to speak to you today. Patients for Patient Safety is populated by many such champions who selflessly give of their time and expertise to work in partnership with healthcare professionals to make healthcare safer for future patients. My home country is Ireland, and the report of the Irish Commission on Patient Safety and Quality Assurance describes a patient safety framework as knowledgeable patients receiving safe and effective care from skilled professionals in appropriate environments and with assessed outcomes. The first step in that process is commitment, a commitment from leadership, a commitment which says that we are drawing a line in the sand. From henceforth, certain things must happen. We will proactively engage patients in their own care. We will capture in every way possible the lessons to be learned from the care experiences of our raison d'etre, the patient. But over and above that, we will embed patient and family into every aspect of our organisation's activities. WHO drew the line in the sand when, in 2004, at the behest of its 142 member nations, the World Alliance for Patient Safety was launched. The perception of patients and families as an untapped resource, and also viewing the patient experience as a learning tool, was officially acknowledged by the global medical community. Patient and consumer involvement in the form of the programme Patients for Patient Safety was designated as one of the original 6 action areas. That programme accepts that taking account of the perspective of patients and their families in planning and delivering care is crucial to articulating the reality and identifying the gaps between the patient safety measures possible and the levels of safety actually being experienced by patients. It is necessary to ensure that services are driven by patient need and are authentically patient-centred. It is a useful validation tool in relation to the implementation of guidelines, processes, and protocols, and it does ensure that the patient voice is heard in the global arena of healthcare. The core values of Patients for Patient Safety can be summarised in that we operate as a collective with a common aim of healthcare improvement. We advocate openness and honesty for all interactions between patients, healthcare systems, and individuals. Our goal is collaborative partnership resulting in meaningful engagement and empowerment with a deliverable of safer outcomes. We view this as life-enhancing for all, patient, family, and clinician. We now have 214 patient safety champions and 51 countries are represented. Collaborative agreements have been signed with 13 supporting organisations, but a real challenge is the number of requests from those wishing to become champions but who have been unable to participate in a Patient for Patient Safety induction workshop. Like many of you here today, I too joined the ranks of Patients for Patient Safety because of a negative experience of healthcare, the needless death of my own 21-year-old son Kevin. Two aspects of Kevin's patient journey have influenced my resolve to be a collaborative partner in the change process which might make healthcare safer for future patients. One was that every point of contact within the Irish medical system failed Kevin, and secondly, that grave injury was compounded by the very real fact that learning opportunities were frustrated by damage limitation efforts after his death. And I would contend that the duty of care to the patient does not end with the death of that patient. It is important to understand that we patients offer our experiences not to make people feel bad. We offer them as learning tools, as vehicles to raise awareness, to stimulate change, and most importantly, to promote honest and open disclosure, which in turn will facilitate the learning that can drive improvement. And I cannot emphasize sufficiently strongly that disclosure is not about blame. It is not about taking blame. It is not about apportioning blame. It is about integrity and being truly professional. That is why a gathering such as this, comprising of patient representatives, policymakers, and those who work at the front line of healthcare, is so important. As patients, we cannot give permission for error, but we do understand that healthcare is a complex and risk-laden endeavour. I accept unreservedly that no one intended harm to my son Kevin. But the important thing for us all to realise is, yes, we cannot change the past, but that past can certainly inform the present, which we can then use to influence the future. And isn't it so much better if we do that together in partnership? So partnership, patient engagement and involvement are key to that better future. My personal experience and that of many patient safety champions is that collaboration and partnership can span the international, national and local arenas, and it can cover a variety of areas. I would be the very first to acknowledge that in my own case it would never come about were it not for the vision of those in healthcare who believe in patient involvement and engagement. These are the true leaders and innovators. They invite participation and offer opportunities for engagement. These are the people who ensure that we sit on committees when policies are being decided, that we contribute to the education of the future cohort of doctors, that we are equal and valued members of the regulatory bodies, and that we bring the research, the patient voice. Was it not Helen Keller who once said, "There's one thing worse than being blind, and that is having sight, but no vision"? Do such visionaries exist in your number here today? I sincerely hope so, and that is why I am appealing in particular to the healthcare professionals in attendance. I am asking you to embrace the concept of engagement and to extend the invitation to patient partners. Yes, it may be a departure from what is most comfortable for you, and it can sometimes be difficult. But as Jim Conway, Senior Vice President of IHI says, it is about making the status quo uncomfortable while making the future attractive. There is no conflict between what healthcare provider and patient want: safer outcomes for patients and greater satisfaction and fulfillment for those providing the care. This unique gathering of such a combination, patients and policymakers, truly reflects the aims and spirit of the World Alliance for Patient Safety, which calls for collaborative effort. My sincere wish is that this group will not be found wanting as you rise to the various challenges and opportunities which will emerge during this workshop, that during this precious time you will arrive at a greater understanding of each other's perspective, of each other's needs. You will set the seeds and forge the beginnings of meaningful partnerships which will grow and flourish in the months and years ahead. It is a very real fact that patient-for-patient safety champions possess an innate goodness and generosity, coupled with a wealth of wisdom and experience, which, if left untapped, will result in a tremendous loss to healthcare, an impoverished healthcare system, and none of us want that. You are now blessed with the opportunity to explore the practicalities of realising that aspiration of safer healthcare through cooperation and collaboration, and to do that in a way that fits with your culture, your healthcare system, and your needs. We know that the potential benefit is enormous and literally life-saving. So your work for today is to lay the foundation for that which is so well described in the Patients for Patient Safety London Declaration. In honour of those who've died, those who've been left disabled, our loved ones today, we will strive for excellence so that all people receiving healthcare are as safe as possible, as soon as possible. This is our pledge of partnership, our patient pledge of partnership. And from a patient perspective, it is a real fact that I was present at Mike Evans' birth. I know every detail of that birth. I was also present when he died, and as his mother, I needed and deserved to know everything relating to how that came about. But over and above that, it is essential that I be assured that lessons will be learned, that those lessons will be disseminated, all in the hope of preventing recurrence. And as I wish you well in your deliberations, and as I wish you a fruitful outcome to those deliberations, I leave you with the words of Sir Liam Donaldson, Chair of the World Alliance for Patient Safety. To err is human, to cover up is unforgivable, but to refuse to learn is inexcusable. Thank you, and God bless you all.